Played sports, played football, played baseball, soccer. I grew up racing motocross. That's pretty much all I did out here is just race motocross, and almost turned pro in there. And so that was my whole life up until about 6 years ago.
What did you like about the sport when you first saw it?
The competitiveness, and that it takes so much heart to actually compete, to train, and how much dedication people have to put their life through the training just to fight for 15 minutes. Started in jiu-jitsu, I was 250 pounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was going to school to be a cop, so I was getting ready to be hired with LA Sheriffs, and I just wanted to get a little bit better cardio, just progressed, and then I just started doing stand-up and losing weight, and my first fight was at like 225 pounds, and I was the smallest guy, and I just continued dropping weight just because everybody was huge. The general public has such a perverted idea of what a fighter is and who a fighter is, so they automatically think a fighter has an attitude and have this chip on their shoulder, and they just want to fight all the time, and they snap at anything, and when they find out that I fight and stuff, and they're just blown away, and then they come to find out I'm a pastor at the same time. So I'm a pastor and a fighter, and a lot of people they get hung up on that, and they're like, how's that possible? You know, every day is a fight for our life. You know, it's a spiritual battle, and the way I picture it, and the way I tell people, and when I preach at churches and stuff, and the way I present it is that I picture ourselves in a cage, and the enemy's on one side, I'm on the other, and God's my coach. He's sitting on the other side of the cage, and you know, go into a fight, and you know, I may win one round, that's great, then I may lose one round. God comes into my corner and he's just like, man, I got your back. He coaches me along, and as he coaches me along, helps me win those fights. It's a constant battle. It's never ending, you know. So that's the way I see it. It's progressed my faith a lot more. 5 years ago, I went through a bad divorce, and I was just at my rock bottom of life. And the only really things that got me through it was MMA and God. MMA took away the numbness, the pain, the frustration, the bitterness, the anger, and God was there to back me up and comfort me and tell me it's okay. It's okay to feel these things. And I'm so thankful and so blessed to be part of the sport that He's brought in my life to get me through the hell that I went through. God's built us to be fighters. We're not supposed to be these passive little sissies. You know, Jesus was not this passive sissy guy. You know, he wasn't aggressive, but he wasn't passive. He was assertive. You know, and if we're called to be men of God, we're supposed to be assertive and not back down from the crap that we go through in life, but to stand firm in God, stand firm in our family, stand firm in our friends, and take hold of our faith and never set that aside. You know, to stand on that foundation that God's placed in our lives. I'm a father, got remarried 8 months ago. I have 3 daughters, 7, 9, and 11. They are my life. And everything is consumed around my family. Softball games, school events, spending so much like quality time and quantity, and just being there for them. From my family, it goes into the ministry and serving other people. I'm not here to serve myself. God's called us to serve other people, so going out into our own backyard and into our community and handing out food to the people that need it. Our church does a great food pantry where we feed almost 500 people a week. It's not about money, like society says. It's not about how much you consume, how much you accumulate as prizes, because it's all going to fade away.